The revolution will now be televised.
Sweet, I gotta eat. My hustle too cold, never gon' fall, let it be known. Ain't nothing sweet about the heat.
We are live on the set of the Delgados podcast. I have a very, very special guest here with me today. This is a very special episode. Like none that I've done before, like none of the stars that come through, like none of the other rappers who come up here. No disrespect to none of them, but I have one of one with me. I got the legendary, right? The legendary, the iconic, the beginning of this entire culture. Y'all wouldn't be doing what y'all was doing if it wasn't for the man that I'm about to introduce. Ladies and gentlemen, live in the flesh on the Delgados podcast, Coke LaRock.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, when I get acknowledgement. Not that I hold anything against people that don't know me, but I'm 70. I grew up in the 70s. And it was a lot going on then.
Now listen, Coke. First and foremost, man, I want to thank Lucky Flip, who was in the building as well here in the studio. I responded and reached out to my brother and Lucky Bling. You know what I'm saying? He said, you know what? I'm going to reach out to Coke. I'm going to try to make it happen for you. 2 days later, he called me back. He said, we're going to make it happen. And he's a man of his word, and they pulled up. I appreciate you, Lucky. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate you pulling up, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you pulling up with the OG, with the godfather of this entire rap game. Coke, man, we got so much to get into. About 3 weeks ago now, maybe 4 weeks, maybe a month, I had Joe Conzo pull up. And I know you and Joe Conzo recently were overseas together, and you and him are friends. And me and Joe had a conversation about all things cultural, about, what he's been able to document through his photos and, hip hop in general. And I asked him a question. I said, I want to talk to you about Coke LaRock because he had some photos of you. And I said, I want to ask you when you particularly first heard Coke LaRock MC. And he said for him, it was later on in the 70s. It was in, 77, 78, only because of where he lived. And, he didn't find out about you until later on. And, I want to clear the record for everybody, you know what I'm saying, Coke LaRock, and set everybody straight. Exactly what year did you pick up the microphone, brother?
I picked it up in 73.
73.
Yeah, at the party.
Okay.
At Kool Herc's first party.
At Cindy's birthday party.
At Cindy's birthday party.
You picked up the mic that night.
I picked up the mic. Because again, I wasn't chasing hip hop. I didn't know nothing about hip hop. It wasn't a name. And I wasn't a guy playing records. I was just coming up. I was starting to be in the street as far as that's what I seen. In the manner of if you had some type of title. You either was selling drugs, good fighter, your people who had money, because I'm Bronx born. See, this is what I say again, with a lot of people I see, it's so much controversy, but I'm not here to get into that part of it because I stopped. I stopped around 77, 78.
You stopped rapping?
Yeah, I stopped everything. I stopped going to the parties. I stopped all that because at that time, Herc had just picked up other people, not at that time, but,
around that time, right?
Yeah, around that time. Like I said, I was in the street, as far as getting money. And the hip-hop thing, when it first started, it started from 50 Cent, 50 Cent party. And again, I don't know, like people feel, well, I was in front of Herc, or I did this, or he copied this. It couldn't have been. They forget. I was here. I went to clubs back in the day. The Puzzle, the Tunnel, the Factory West. Again, I'm 70. So my son is 50. My son's middle name is LaRock. And I gave myself that name, And, growing up in the Bronx, everybody grew up on AKAs. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I was called Coco from childhood. In a
Everybody
sense.
had an alias.
Right. So
Everybody.
I was called, yeah. Come on. If your nose ran, you was called Booger. If you was real dark, you was called Black.
That's
Let's
how
get
it
that
went.
part.
Right,
That's
right.
as easy as that. You
Right,
know?
right.
And if you had no money, you a different category. But as that fact, we got a little moving with this, because like I said, Herc played music. I went there, I was just starting to sell cannabis.
Okay.
So at that time, I'm selling nickel bags. You know,
In the party.
In the party. I mean, when I
You
came
moving
in,
around, you making money inside the party.
inside the party.
Got you.
You know, so as that elevated a little, but like I said, I come there with an ounce, sell that, whatever, sell 2 ounces, you know, in between the nickel bags. But it was coincidence that I grabbed the mic and grabbed the music itself. Because at that time, like I said, everybody was hustling then, and that's when drugs was around, the Nicky Barnes, all that era.
That whole shit was moving.
Yeah.
Street culture was happening.
Yeah, I mean, automatic. You know, that'll never go away. You know, this is why I say again, people act like the hip hop side was so easy, you know, or everybody was running around with a pen and paper. It wasn't popular. They ain't care about you playing no music. And where I came from, like on the west side with Herc and us and stuff, not at Herc per se, but giving parties before Herc's party. I mean, you'll give a party and the older guys will come and rob your party. You know, take your little money out.
stick it up, right.
Yeah, they'll stick it up. They'll stick it up. Take your little shoebox. That, you know, you at the door
Take
with
all
your
the
little,
change.
Take
They
all
take
that,
all the change.
Then go take your beer all out the refrigerator.
And bounce with it.
And that's it. And they live on the block. You knew the older guys. You couldn't do nothing to them.
It wasn't nothing gonna happen.
Wasn't nothing gonna happen. They'll tell you go get your father or something.
Whatever,
You know.
right.
You ain't want to put your father in
In
all
that shit, right.
But again, with coming up, like I said, they was calling me Coco. But then as I got a little older, you know, I didn't mind the girls, but I'm not gonna have the guys saying Coco.
Coco, right.
You know,
I got you.
You know, I didn't have that in
Nah,
me.
Coke.
Nah, yeah.
Coke LaRock is a crazy
Yeah,
name.
no. So again, then I was like, Herc,
Coke LaRock.
I ain't putting my name on paper because, you know, I'm with some money cats. So stayed away from that. Herc's father gave me a name. He was calling me Nasty Coke because he came to the party and he's saying I'm controlling everything.
You making
Like,
shit happen.
Yeah, and guys, like I said, I could tell if you was there because if you was there, you won't say Coke LaRock MC. I DJ. So therefore, again, they didn't understand. I'm playing and talking
At the same time.
This is where it all came
Simultaneously.
from. Simultaneously, and selling weed on the side. I mean, I
Triple
did it
threat.
all.
You
There
DJing,
go.
you hustling, and you
Yes,
rapping.
There we go.
It's
Once
all
again,
going down.
It's all going down.
Now, let me ask you this, Coke, right? You say you popped off at Cindy's party. That's the night that Coke LaRock was birthed, at least to the people in the Bronx, for them to really know that you even rocked the mic. What made you grab it? What gave you that confidence, or what pushed you towards that? Was it Kool Herc that was like, yo, Coke, rock the mic? Or was you just, you had that energy and you was like, yo, I'm just gonna get on the mic and say some shit?
Yeah, because like you just said again, and one of my rhymes was, I'm a man of my own, I'm not a stepping stone. Because I was a cat getting money. And again, I had a good knuckle game. I had a good ball game. So it wasn't no scared guy in me. I mean, you get confused over the thick glasses.
Niggas knew you. Niggas in the
Yeah,
name, you was
right,
active in every
right,
field. You
right,
played basketball,
right.
right? You hustled.
Yeah,
They knew
right,
what it was. You was well connected.
Right,
You ran
right,
with the right
right,
team.
right,
And
right.
plus you did music.
On top of that. Because the team was like, Coke, what you doing with this fucking music
Like,
shit?
fuck is this about?
Yeah, and they know it's 50 cents. You know, it add up. I'm getting $1,700 a day, you know, when it got a little deeper in 75.
That's money back then.
Yeah,
That's big
you know,
money.
because like I didn't really tell drugs, but on the same side, that's when heroin was $2 and $3, deuces and trays. That's how I say again, I know cats wasn't on my level, because you couldn't. If I'm 17 and I'm messing with grown men,
Adults.
I start getting grown
Adults,
men money.
right.
You
Fucking with
understand?
adults.
And I dressed, just like I said, most guys know these other new guys. I stayed in AJ Lester's, which is a popular name back in the day.
Yeah,
You know?
I know.
I had TaylorMade, Mr. Tony's, Mr. Ori's. I wore Clyde Frey Pumas. I had all flavors. And I wore custom-made Lizards, $375. I wore Daub hats. You know, again, I was driving cars when guys was riding bikes. I met Dick Gidron. I met Pee Wee Kirkland bringing Joe Hammett to the Rucker. you know, again, and my people came from, as far as Harlem guys, I knew Harlem guys, but you had guys in the Bronx getting money all over. But you had some strong guys in the Bronx. And a lot of things came through. I was with their kids in school. You understand? I was a single parent. I ain't know nothing about drugs. I thought drugs was legal. By me swinging with my friends, realizing their families involved with all that or whatever. And they would come to school, $500. We're in the 6th grade, 7th grade. They got 9, 10 level coats, never. But their fathers was the Nicky Barnes, the Guy Fishers, and the big name Willies, you know? So, but as me, myself, like I said, as it started growing, as the party grew, the same way, Herc, how I got on the mic, Herc said to me one day, his lady was there, I guess his mother and them left, you know, so he wanted a little time. He was like, Coke, can you play the music for me while I go upstairs? So he knew I took him to clubs before he even jumped on that. I don't know.
Herc older than you, or you older than Herc?
We, a couple of months.
Okay, a couple of months apart. So you guys
Yeah.
are basically the same age.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
came
yeah.
up with Herc.
Yeah.
Like this is your friend.
Yeah, he was my friend. But I took him on as a friend because he didn't stay on the West Side. Herc used to travel from Cedric Avenue when he moved over there on the West Side. I used to see him coming through. Herc used to ride a Fix.
Okay.
And that's a bike cats ain't have. Then on top of that, I went to Alfred E. Smith. Herc went there. So
you had the school connection.
yeah, but still again, not close to him. Then turn around, I had a fight one day. A guy, you know, well-known guy in the school was that. So he came at me, so we go fight in the lunchroom. So Herc, a couple of other guys was like, Coke, I got your back or whatever. So when the guy came, me, myself, he was a big cat, you know, 6'1", 280, whatever. And he came and I was going to sneak him because, you know, back then, it didn't matter.
Steal off.
So
on him.
I'm in the chair. I'm in the steel chair. We're in the lunchroom. You know, that's where everybody fight. And when he came at me, Herc was like, let me hold your glasses. And I was like, damn. You know, I looked at him like, he don't know how I get down. Like, I was just going to get up, beat this nigga with
Pop
the chair
off.
to
You was gonna
death.
pop off.
Then turn around. Once he did that, like, I know how to fight. So when he ain't come at me in 1.3 decimal seconds, now I come back at you. And when I hit him, I don't know, for some reason, lift him up a little, and he ran out the school. And his name was Bumpy. So they was like,
Took off running.
took off running. And it was unexplainable, but I knew I hit hard, and he left. So they was like, they was Herc, and it was like, Shaft beat up Bumpy. So that was a thing. And he was a senior. I was a freshman.
Okay.
You know, so he used to be the monitor. He was a sergeant or something. So they made me the monitor. Now I'm a sergeant. I took his spot. But beside that part there of growing and being with Herc, then, like I said, we took partners. We lost a good friend called Mark Walters. We lost him.
Lost him how?
He got killed in the street.
You got shot?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So the game, but he taught me the game. That's the part this first time I ever told people. He taught me how to survive out there and be who I was. And
The brother who got shot and
Yes,
killed
yes.
was the one.
taught me the streets.
He brought you up in the game.
Yes, brought me up in the game, taught me very well. And like I said, it wasn't so much a street guy, because I wasn't that, but I listened. I listened to every OG tell you, you know, every 10 years there'll be another drug. And again, you know, a cat came out of jail and he tried to get back on the block. He was in charge, older guy, but he did it some time. So when he came out, you know, you got other cats that took the block over, but they used to work for him. So he was asking them, all right, let me hold something, because, you know, I just got out. They was like, fuck you, man. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen him as an older guy. I always respected him. And now I'm getting money. So I pulled him to the side. And I was like, yo, Rob, you need some money? He was like, Coke, when you start getting money? It didn't matter. So I was walking around with $1,700.
Like it wasn't nothing.
Now that's automatic. I come out with 17 and don't have to go home with it. I kept 30,000 in the house. I was able
that
to,
age?
Yeah.
At age 17?
Yeah, 17
Damn,
and 18.
shit.
Cats I'm with getting crazy money, you know. And this was, like I said, through the West Bronx. This is why I said a lot of people get it mixed up where the South Bronx was burning. That was the South Bronx.
Now everybody was shooting heroin, or people
Yeah,
was, or
they
it was
was-
a mixture.
They were
Sniffing
shooting
coke,
heroin.
shooting heroin,
Coke was 50
smoking
and
weed.
$100. You
Oh, coke was
understand?
expensive.
Yeah, it wasn't this. It was 50, half, 100 for a whole. So it was expensive. Like, you really didn't catch cats really, you know, sniffing. But the dope was because it was $2 and $3.
I got you.
So, you know, guys.
Dope was accessible.
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
could afford to buy dope.
Yeah, they could afford to buy
Everybody
dope.
had $2.
Yeah, of course. I've seen guys trick guys and, you know, and rob you for $2 and $3. But again, not understanding the level of it, of heroin and how it do and what it do. And then with the weed, the only way I got kicked out of 2-3 after hour spots because I didn't get high. I didn't get high till around 17, 18 because I was physically fit. I was always athletic.
You played basketball.
I played ball. I ran track. I did it. I did a lot.
You was
But
an
in
athlete.
track, yeah, I was fully fit, man.
You was an athlete.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Coke, right? Like, after that party, right? After Cindy's party with Herc, you being there in the beginning, this is a big question that a lot of my fans wanted to know, and they wanted to know straight from you specifically. I got so many messages in my DM when I showed the video to you. You was on the mic, and me and Joe was talking about it. Joe Conzo had the picture, and everybody wanted to know, when you was around in 73, making moves on the street, being at the parties, playing music and rocking the mic, was there Puerto Ricans around in 73?
Yes, there was nationality guys here. You know, once again,
But specifically Puerto Ricans. The question is not about other nationalities.
Okay.
The question is about when you was rocking the mic, when Coke La Rock picked up the mic in 73 and was going to parties and was doing this thing, were Puerto Ricans part of the culture in that year at the very beginning?
they was in the party as people, but like, again, I can't speak on, I didn't know none.
Personally?
Personally.
Okay.
I didn't know none, you know, as far as, like you said, your area, just like where I came out of. The West Bronx, like we said again, they had talent shows. Like, we killed disco. So, again, cats don't tell you they killed, hip-hop killed disco. We killed disco.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
After that, because even getting in parties, you had to have shoes. We was the first cats in so many ways.
Show up with sneakers.
Sneakers.
Leather jacket.
They
Quarterfield coat with the
had
fur
to be
collar.
Quarterfield. Had to be Quarterfield. You know, once again, your dress code had to go with it. You know, but guys wasn't talking. You know, a lot of people now, oh, guys was rapping, they was doing this. They wasn't doing none of that.
They weren't doing none of that
They
shit.
wasn't even at Herc's party. This is what I'm saying. Like, you got 100 people say they was at the first party. They wasn't at the first party. Just like they tried to erase me. Now, my name, when I took my name on, and that's when we jumped into the Hebelo. Because first we started in a spot called the Twilight Zone.
The Twilight Zone?
Yes.
Where was that at?
That was on Jerome and Burnside.
Oh, on Jerome and Burnside.
Right.
Okay.
Then from there, we went down to the Executive Playhouse on Mount Eden and Jerome. And like I used to say,
So all this was in the Bronx. This is just moving from side to side in the
that
Bronx.
was it. Just like guys don't talk about being mobile. It wasn't too many young guys out here running things and giving parties where in spots. You know, if you gave
Now,
it
at the time when you were active in the Bronx, were people also active in other boroughs rapping, or not that you know of?
Nah. Because I went to clubs.
Like Queens,
I went
Brooklyn,
to clubs.
Manhattan.
I didn't hear guys rapping.
Straight up.
They ain't even show guys. Most clubs had the music. You ain't even see a DJ or nothing, man.
You just heard the music.
You just heard the music.
They had a set.
They had a set. You
right.
really just heard the music. But they wasn't rapping, and they wasn't playing these break beats.
Live
Like I
with
said, it was
with an MC
disco.
on the mic.
Right, yeah, no, that wasn't happening. That wasn't. That's why I say people get it confused. Oh, now they can pick and say, I was the first to do this. Again, I feel like this. When I took on the name La Rock and the style and what I was doing and how I was carrying myself, I named my son, his middle name is LaRock. His name is Dante LaRock. I was before my time to do that.
Big time.
But I felt it in a manner of, I'm doing this too, but that LaRock was me. So that's why I kind of felt it then. That's why I gave my son his middle name. Then right after that, my man, he was like, Coke, his name is Butch. He was like, Coke, can I be knighted LaRock, Butchie LaRock? And I was like, what you talking about, man? I couldn't see it. Because even at the same time of playing music,
You didn't understand what was happening.
I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. And like I said, most of the time, I had more money in my pocket than anybody made at their party.
All these DJs and niggas throwing parties, they didn't have the kind of money you had.
Not at all.
Herc
Not
didn't
at
have
all.
the kind of money you
Not
had.
at all. None of them. Nobody.
Nobody had the kind of money you had.
Nobody. I'm getting street money. That's why I say once again, how if you buying dollar records and you got more money? That's why they can't tell you about me. You can ask a million people. They didn't run with me. I was running with the well-known guys. That's why I
Adults,
said
grown men.
yes, and that's why I said again. I was running with young cats that kept a G or better. That's why I said I
In
am.
their pocket. Every day when they leave the house.
Every day. Well, that wasn't even a problem. That wasn't a problem. That's why I said I am the first G money man. Kept a G or better, any type of weather, cold or hot, rain or not.
Bars, nigga.
There we go. And that jumped off because we played in the Hebelo and like.
This nigga's 70 years old.
Yeah.
This isn't yo, bro. He's 70 years old. Do you understand? When he was outside, I wasn't even born. Right? We was thoughts. A lot of us was just a thought. You know what I'm saying? I was 2 years old in 73, man. I'm 2.
Okay. Right. Now,
And all this
again.
is taking place.
Right.
So now I ask you this, right? I want to revisit the question because, like I said, it's such a hot button topic. What year would you say you began to recognize Puerto Ricans moving through the culture? DJing, rapping, playing records. When can Coke LaRock say, okay, this was the year where I noticed Puerto Ricans was also moving through the culture?
I could say you could say, like I said, again, that's a hard thing for me to even say.
Okay, but give me,
But-
because listen, your account, there's no other MC older than you. So as the first MC, you know the year that you say is law. Period. Niggas gotta accept it because they can't argue with it. You remember that. You can't argue with this. You're not older than him. You wasn't born before him. Whatever he says right now, the answer to this question, I want everybody to be quiet after this. He's never said this before. Delgado's podcast, exclusive interview, Coke LaRock. Coke, once again, what year would you say you saw Puerto Ricans moving through the culture, playing music, and rocking the mic?
I could say 75.
That early. 1975. So you picked up the mic in 73, and by 75, the culture was ingrained and Puerto Ricans were moving through it as well.
Yeah, because everybody started talking.
Everybody started messing
Everybody
with it.
started talking. Because I can even go back to when Herc said to me after about a year, not so much that much, but he was like, Coke, guys are talking like you. And I was like, what? What you talking about? Because I couldn't see it. I'm hustling. I didn't take it, whereas talking, most guys just introduce themselves or introduce their set. But talk.
Now, when you say introduce they set, give me an example. What would they say to introduce they set?
Like Disco King Mario and them, they used to be Chuck City. You know.
That's what they would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was, and
That was their shit.
that was their shit. And like we
And
said,
when you came on the mic, what would you say?
I was just talking. I'll tell you from the start. Like I said, it jumped off how I truly got into that part of it, because I didn't do it at her party. What I did was I called out all my friends' names
Just shout niggas out.
because we're a team. So everybody had AKAs. Uncle Rah, Skip from the Joint, Norm Rockwell, Charlie Rock, Cocaine Smitty. Everybody had names, just like a lot of guys had Italian names. So therefore, your name itself carried yourself. Then like with Lucky Bling.
That was
you know
your
what I'm saying?
reputation. Your name
Yeah,
was your
right.
rep.
And then me, I start calling people names out of your block. Now you getting money, and when you come in the spot, I be like, we got Mario from 116th Street on the check-in.
Okay.
So then what happened was too, we at a party, and a cat called Bang. Bang was a money getting, bro. You know, well known. And Bang was up in the spot, and Bang the one who, he was the type of cat that he knew the other older guys getting money, not crazy old. Like you had young guys, you had Bat, you had Cisco, you had Chop. I can name a bunch of cats that started getting money
On the street.
on the street. So they come and see Bang. They come to see Bang. And when they come to see Bang, Bang record was by the average white band. That's the way I like it. He liked
Okay.
it that. So when Bang would come in, I'll stop the music and be like, uh-oh, we got Bang in the house, y'all, and that's the way. And then it go from there. I play the record that you love. And
So if I was a hot nigga, I was getting money,
Yeah.
I walked in,
Yeah.
you'd be like, yo, that's Big Castro from 133rd.
that's what it would be.
Okay, got
That's
you.
what it would be.
Got you.
So if you
So
came,
it was more of a recognition thing.
Right.
Like
that's
you
what it
basically
was. Right,
recognizing
right,
people that
right, that was moving.
say less.
And if
you
come
had
in-
motion,
right.
I was shouting you out.
And if you
you ain't
had-
have no motion, your main
Yeah, you know, come on again. Because if you coming in and you got 10 cats with you, and they following you, because you know then cats getting money, you had about, some cats live for it. Yes, man, you gonna keep them. Ain't no way in the world. Cats are just on you for your paper. But in a sense, when they there, they come to do it. Because I remember we was in the Hevelo one night, and some cats started fighting. And Bang sicked the mob on them. Like, get them niggas out of there. Throw them niggas out. And Bang said, let me get the mic. He said, let me know. My name Bang. And when you come up in here, y'all start that bullshit. And when you fuck with Herc and Coke, you fucking with me.
you getting up out of here.
And niggas knew. Then we met Bat, we met Cisco, we met cats that had names. And then I came out of Featherbed Lane, my man, the late, great Kevin Shaw, you know. So again, cats came there to hear their name being said. They had to. And then, like I said, I'm in the Hevelo, and we never played with their system. We always brought the Herculoids. And that's another thing that kept Herc on top of the rock. Because Herc, I was like, Herc, what you gonna do with this? Because I didn't know what he gonna do with this music thing. He like, Coke, I want to buy a big system. I want the speakers.
He wanted to have his own shit.
Yeah, and he started buying, went
Start
from the
buying
column,
equipment.
then he started buying shit, but we was buying them through the party. I didn't take a paycheck from her because I'm getting street money.
You didn't need the money. You
I
got
didn't-
$1,700 on you.
Right, so
Little $50 you giving me is nothing. I don't need $50.
yeah, build the system.
Keep this, man.
Build the system.
Buy your shit. Get whatever you want to get, brother.
Just like when they was like, Coke, let me show you how to hook it up. I don't want to do none of that. I'm just gonna come and
I'ma
like
rock
I've
the
been
mic.
doing and grab the mic
Niggas
and
start
play
coming
my
through,
shit,
I'ma start shouting
and
niggas
that's
out.
It. And then it went from there because God challenged me one night. He wanted to battle me, Ronnie D, up in the Hevelo. I'm playing the music, and all of a sudden I kept hearing somebody talking like,
Talking shit.
yeah, and he kept saying Coke, Coke, and people was like, yo, Coke, this nigga trying to say something to you. And I'm like, yo, so I cut the music down. I don't do all that because I wasn't with all that. That was Herc thing.
You was a street nigga.
That was
you
it.
like, this gonna turn into some other
right.
shit.
Okay.
I don't care about
right.
this music shit.
Yeah, I really don't. So
Right.
it jumped off into that.
Okay.
So I cut the shit down. He said, so I said, Ronnie D, what's going on?
Like, what's good, nigga?
He said, I want to battle you, Coke. So I said, Ronnie, I liked it, you, man. What you mean? That's Herc shit. But you coming at me, right? And that's when I said, I give no mercy, I take no prisoners, Ronnie D. Let me know that. I'm a his hustler, a hustler's hustler. I said, okay, you want to battle me? I took out a G. I said, let's battle for a G or better. I said, and let the crowd choose who's the winner. And I took my G out, put it on the turntable. He didn't have a nickel.
Ain't had no money.
So I'm
Shit
like,
was over.
yeah, so I'm
nigga,
like,
what is this
nah.
about? You ain't got no money, nigga.
Right. You ain't got nothing.
What is this shit about?
Yeah. Then he turned around, he jumped in again. I'm playing, and I said, Ronnie, man, what are you doing? You ain't got a G. And the team started, Coke, get this motherfucker for free. We'll pay that money. Get him. So that's when I said, okay, Ronnie D, you play two, I play two, you talk of, he played two, I played two, he played two. Then when I played the next two, he tried to play, then I cut the system up, drowned him out. Then I turned into what I said. Let me introduce myself, Ronnie D. I'm Coke LaRock. I'm the first G-Money man. I kept a G or better, any type of weather, cold or hot, rain or not. I was born in an orphan, fought like a slave, fucking and fighting is all Coke LaRock played. But I said, because if a freak is unique and that's the freak you seek, I guess before you go, the freak be on the bow. As long as the music's not stopping, the rocks are dropping, the champagne is flowing, the freaks will be going. Hotel, motel, you don't tell, we don't tell. And I'm Coke LaRock. And that was it.
Bodied this nigga.
That was it.
Bodied this
Never
nigga.
write nothing down. It just comes by
Bodied
heart.
this nigga.
I'd like to take a second to recognize our sponsor, Jack Turner Watches. Go to jackturnerwatches.com, use the code JACK20, tell them you got the code from the Delgados for 20% off site-wide on any model. Jack Turner Watches. Beautifully designed, masterfully crafted. Jack Turner.
And this is, let me even clear this part. Y'all want to know where I met Lucky? I met Lucky in the street. That's why a lot of you hip-hop guys like, where Lucky came from? But when you my partner and we take a bond, that's all it need, man. You don't need 100.
That's crazy. So tell me about how you met Lucky Bling.
Me and Luck passed through people, I knew a little older people.
He's from your side of town?
At first, I didn't know where he was from. Because you don't, when guys are doing what they do out there, you don't know where they're from.
Okay.
Like, I don't bring people home.
Everybody just moving around, right?
Everybody move. You don't bring nobody or tell nobody. But then after, like I said, we met on some great terms. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lucky was willing to come. I had a problem. I ain't even tell me in the Lucky story. I had a problem. This cat tried to extort me. I'm in the fucking park, and he told me, he was like, yo, when you come back out here tomorrow, he said, you better bring me some money. And I'm like, yo, this had nothing to do with the music in a sense.
It's street shit.
Yeah, and I'm
what
like...
what I'm gathering from this story, Coke, is really, organically, you a hustler.
Yeah.
Music was a mistake for you.
Yeah, it was.
You was rocking a mic
Yeah,
by
yeah.
default.
Yeah.
You knew Herc.
Yeah,
Herc was
yeah,
a cool
yeah,
nigga.
right,
You liked the nigga.
right,
you pulled up at the
right,
party.
right,
you
right,
knew everybody
right.
that was moving around
Right,
on the
that's
street.
what I said.
You started really just rocking the mic, talking to other hustlers,
Right.
letting them know they in the building.
And I used to, like I said, I sold 160 nickels in 2 hours. I let you sell whatever. And I'm on the mic, so ain't no way you can get it out
People
there.
know I'm here, they coming to see me.
That's it.
I'm letting it be known I'm up here.
I would only sell it from 2 o'clock to 3
and be gone.
and be gone. But I'm at the set. Like I had it up there with me. And then, you know, anything, like I said, moving, I kind of moved with it.
Now let me ask you this. It's something interesting that you said, Coke, and I want a better understanding. You said right around 77, 78, you lost interest in the music game. Why did you stop rapping at that time? Why did you feel like, you know what, this music thing is not for me, I'm gonna give this thing up?
Yeah, because again, at that time, scratching had just came in. And this was the last kid that we had with us, because guys still, again, they always say Herc, Coke. Then we had a kid called Timmy Tim. He was the first young kid Herc picked up. Then after him, he picked up a kid called Clark Kent. You know?
Not the Clark Kent from
This
Brooklyn.
is the original Clark Kent.
The real Clark
that hung-
Kent.
Yes.
Because
I
Clark
mean,
Kent was a personal friend of mine,
right.
rest in peace.
This is why when the
Clark
name
Kent from
came out.
Brooklyn.
Yes, of course. But we had a kid called Clark Kent. He used to be with the twins, Keith and Kevin.
Okay.
The twins, that
Clark
B-boys.
Kent from the Bronx.
Yes, from the Bronx. You know, and at that time, like I said, the last cat Herc picked up was the late, great Imperial JC. I mean, they claim he was just as fast as Flash on the scratching with anybody. He was in his own bracket. And truthfully, with myself, I didn't understand that. Like people didn't understand hip hop over disco. I didn't understand the scratching when it first came about, because nobody was really making it talk. Only certain guys after it got to a level.
So you were more of a businessman than a rapper.
Yeah, of course.
You was always focused on the business
Yeah.
first, and the music was around you.
Yeah.
So you partook in it, but it wasn't your passion.
Nah, not at all. But as growing, you try to master anything you do.
For sure.
Or do the best you can.
Right.
You know? So therefore, with that, and then as we grew, like I said, when you came to a Kool Herc party, this is why guys say again, they was all at Kool Herc parties, but we didn't search people. So you might have had about 150 guys.
Strapped. Knives, blades, guns.
Shotguns, all type
Everything.
of stuff. I used
Weapons.
to look at cats like, yo, you got a shotgun? You gonna shoot them, you gonna hit about 9 other people. But you gotta get down how you get down. And once again, when we talk about artillery, this is why, again, guys ain't really come at us, man. I had a 38, 37, 45, 12 gauge. And I had a 45 Derringer. Because, again, in the street, a cat owed my man some money. I collected it for him. And the kid, father and family was like gun cats in Jersey. They was white, regardless of the color. And he had to pay. And when he came back and paid the bill, he was like, Colt, can this settle it? And he gave me a 3.7. And he said, I got all the guns you can get, brand new. And I was like, okay. So that's how I got artillery. But I was told again with the street, guys OGs always whispered. And they had a little saying, it's better for the police to catch you with your gun than to stick up nigga to catch you without it. Because they had 3 stick-up niggas in our party that would stick up at least 20 to 30 guys.
A night.
And don't leave. You knew who they was. If you wasn't strong enough to walk and be strong, we used to have to tell people don't go in the bathroom, because that was like, you go in there, you come out butt ass.
It's gonna happen to you.
Yeah, it's gonna. And you knew him, he right there. He ain't leaving. He wasn't leaving. The stick-up guys wouldn't leave.
This nigga coming out the bathroom wearing your coat.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
He got your quarter feel on.
He got it all. Jewelry, everything. Stick up the crap game in front of the spot. Stick up 75 guys. I remember 75 guys shooting crap. 4 cats. He said, Colt, take whoever's with you and go across the street. Because, I know the guys. I know everybody. I know bank robbers. That was another thing. I was with the street, man. So I knew the guys that was really, really them guys. Not to say other guys wasn't. And I remember I told a couple of friends, like, yo, come on, we gotta cross the street. Out of 4 of my friends. And 2 of them was like, Coke, what do you mean? You going across the street?
You like, nigga, trust me, cross the street.
That's what I'm saying.
Get your ass over here.
Right. And he was, so as soon as I hit the other side of the street, they was like, all right, everybody, boom, took their jewelry, coats, everything. Now my man said, Coke, I don't know nothing, man. What you talking about? I told you cross the street, man. So again, by word of mouth, even with the Biggie saying nothing, like Biggie took that from me or nothing, we used to get calls, man. They used to call me, Colt, these cats over here gonna try to get y'all tonight. And I used to be like, all right, good looking. That's why I stayed with my gun. I stayed with the shotgun.
That shit was part of the outfit.
That's what it went. I had holsters. I brought the holsters.
That
I
shit was
brought
part of the
vest,
outfit.
And that's what it was. That's why I said, give no mercy, take no prisoners. But again, if you can't hurt a motherfucker, don't be in the street, man. Let's get real. That's why I say I can't see our guys now act like where it came from. That's why I call hip hop the good, the bad, and the ugly. Which part of it you want? People used to tell me, stop saying nigga, but I grew up in that nigga era. Richard Pryor, The Mac was my favorite movie. So once again, man.
Blaxploitation.
That was it. But
that's how everybody was moving. That's
how
what
they
was going
moving,
on.
Man. And that's part of life. That's part of life.
You being there in the beginning and being able to see what this culture's turned into and the billion-dollar industry that it has become, would you say there's anything that the culture lost, or do you feel the culture evolved to a point where it's better now than it was then? Or would you say we're missing things from that era that we should still have now?
I always put it in the category of same game, new name, faster pace, and that's the money. Because it's the same thing. It's just like in my era getting money. Look how guys are getting 100,000. They turning into billionaires and zillionaires, and it's supposed to revolve.
It's supposed to progress.
It ain't supposed to stay down there with tray bags and nickel bags. Like we're saying, getting back to the heroin, deuces and trays. That's $10 now. How does that elevate? Just like when it was 50 and 100 for cocaine. Now it's 10 and 20. Again, the evolution of life changes, man.
In general, nothing
In
stays
general,
the same.
nothing. It's just, again, how you jump in. And the problem be, too, a lot now, you still thinking you young. That's like me coming in here, start pulling out and acting crazy. And I'm a 70-year-old man. I was beating up grown men at 18. You know, again, you ain't gonna be the champ forever. And then you gotta know when to pull back, man. As I start having kids, and that really pulled me back, because I never wanted to go to jail and have somebody call my house and another nigga pick the phone up, man. Like, I'm taking care of your family. Somebody gotta take care of them. Just like back in the day, if you was working for me and you went to jail, I paid your rent, I took care of your family till you got out, man. It was a different bond back then. How these guys ain't got no money, man. They're not putting money away. But that's a whole nother era, just the way guys are now. Everything's about, like, to me, controversy, man. I can't do that. That's why even with pods and different things, I can't. I'm not even used to saying names. So I was structured different, but again, I'm 70.
There was a code.
Yes.
There was a code
Yes.
when when y'all was making the blueprint.
Yes.
There was
Yes.
rules.
Yes, it was.
There was
man.
rules.
Right.
Nobody spoke. So if you wasn't in the culture, you wouldn't know how the culture was moving. Now
there we
niggas
go.
talk everything.
Right, that's
so
what-
there's no secrets
Thank
now.
you, thank
Back
you.
then there was a
Look,
secret
look.
lifestyle.
It felt to me like
Everybody didn't have access to you.
snitching got legal.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, look when that flipped. I used to drive one or
100%.
two of my people's girl to go see them at Arthur Kills back in the day. That's a federal joint. That ain't Rikers Island. They get caught with 100 keys or whatever, or even a murder, but they got enough money. If you had money back then, you know, guys heard of Cut 'em Loose Bruce and different people that 100,000 to get you out of anything.
Get you out.
Get you out of anything.
You back on the
You
street.
back. The most they would do is make you do a year, just to show faith like you was doing wrong.
Yeah, the streets are dead. Cope.
Well,
It's
yeah,
street
right,
culture's
right,
dead. Drug
right.
culture's
I
dead.
agree, I agree.
The streets are dead.
I agree, I agree.
It's not.
It-
There's nothing left on the street. If you still trying to play the street game, you doing it out of desperation.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
There's no money there.
Let me say, I love talking to you, man.
Yeah,
'Cause
brother,
you got to
thank you.
understand me. To really understand me.
No,
this
I
is
understand
why
exactly
other
what
people
you're saying. The
interview that don't know the streets. And I got to say, one cat that really made me feel like it is all right. And I need to tell cats who the fuck I am. The late, great Kate Slade. Kate, when I first got with Kate was trying to get with me, and everybody would never give him my number or nothing. That's why I said this greed and envy fucks niggas up because they're not real with a cat. So he finally got in touch with me, and he was like, "Coke, can I interview you?" I was like, "Cool." And he interviewed me, but he took my interview, man, and he put the pieces together with it. Like, he showed AJ Lester's, he showed bricks, he showed money, he showed cars, he showed custom-made shit.
He painted the picture.
Painted the picture. But beside painting the picture, like I said, you can know me, but if you don't know what to do with me, because you don't understand where I came from,
I tell you like
it don't
this.
work.
I tell you like this, right? The streets have folklore. You know what folklore is. Folklore is the stuff of legend. Shit niggas talk about. Niggas always talk about Nicky Barnes. Did anybody really know that nigga?
Okay.
Niggas always talk about Guy Fisher. Did anybody
Right,
really know
right,
that nigga?
right.
Niggas always talk about Coke LaRock.
Yeah,
Does
okay.
anybody really know that nigga?
No,
So it's like to
yes,
have you
right,
here, this right here, gets to shut a lot of niggas up. A lot of niggas don't got to be guessing and questioning themselves. Coke said he started rapping in 69. No, nigga didn't say that. The nigga said he picked up the mic in 73. He put it down in 78. He said he saw Puerto Ricans rapping and being involved in the culture and DJing and all that shit in 75. He said it straight. It's here right now. People don't have to guess and fuck around no more and ask questions and speculate. Coke LaRock is right here answering all these questions on this exclusive interview, only available on the Delgados podcast. Again, I got to shout out my man, Lucky Bling. Lucky Bling, I reached out to him. Big hand for Lucky Bling. Lucky Bling picked up his phone. He called me back. He said, Castro, I'm going to talk to Coke. I'll get back to you in 2 days. He called me back like a man in 2 days, and here they are today. And I was late today. I was stuck in some traffic, handling some shit, and they pulled up and they waited on me. I appreciate Lucky Bling, Coke LaRock. I appreciate you, man. This means everything to me, man. And it's like, you know, I know a bunch of niggas tell you, oh, you know, yeah, yo, Coke LaRock, man. No, listen, man. I'm very passionate about this culture, and hearing about you and watching you do interviews and hearing about you through people that I know, like Joe Conzo and other people that I know. You know, having you here now, this is a significant moment for me, because it's not often in your life that you get to meet someone who has invented something that you love so much. You know what I'm saying? I would have never picked up a microphone if it wasn't for you laying that foundation. And it's like, I feel we as a culture, we don't like to recognize our ancestors, because black culture is like that. Black culture is very dismissive. We don't like to look back at our elders and be like, you know what? I respect my elders because my elders laid this blueprint for me.
Of course.
But I want to give you flowers here right now. I want to let you know.
Really appreciate
and
that.
I
Really.
speak for the culture because I'm official. I'm 100% official.
Because I think too, like, when to me, it was almost trying to erase me, but thank God for the
can't happen.
cats who took that LaRock. We can name T. LaRock, K. LaRock, Doc LaRock, Scott LaRock, Ace LaRock, Butchie LaRock. They got 10 D LaRocks. There's LaRocks all around here. I was in Atlanta last year. Kid called Spice LaRock. They still taking LaRock.
Shit crazy.
So if I was Bozo, there'd be a million Bozos. But if you take a cat name,
He meant something.
he meant something to you.
And you still mean something. You here right
And
now.
once
You ain't
again,
going.
sir, of course.
You here for a real reason, man.
Yes.
You here for,
And I'm here to
you
tell
here for
to
a
tell the
real
story,
reason.
man.
Yeah.
Because
it's
even
important.
like when guys like, you don't feel bad, this one ain't pull you or call you. It was meant because, like I said,
The time is
I'd
now.
have been John Belushi. I'd have been cats that passed away. Because when I did start getting in the game, I did it large, everything I did. When I got into cannabis, I was, after my low ounces, I was quarter-pound kid. When I went to the Rocks, I was called half a quarter kid. That's when you had to pay $3.75 for that. I was a half a quarter or better. When I used to come, they'd be like, half a quarter. Again, some kids, you buy things at a different level, but you at a different level. I was with guys getting 100,000 a week,
Like
$1
it was
million a
nothing.
year. And we talking the 70s. Come on. Candy was 2 for a penny. Look, just like going to Dick Gidron and cars and just the life itself, man. You know? But I stopped at the right time because I did things on a whole taut level, man, of getting, and I loved it, the music. This is why I said again, when they don't mention the DJ part, one day I'm gonna really put some tracks together and let guys hear. I was playing T Plays It Cool by Marvin Gaye, you know, before Cats, TNT, The Meditation,
Early.
Donald Byrd,
Eclectic records.
Earth, Wind,
early.
and Fire, Power. I was playing Michael Henderson. I can go down the line. I made, this is the separation to show cats that I was before them, not to challenge them. I made 8 tracks. Y'all don't know what 8 tracks was. That was something in the car, something in your stereo in the living room.
I'm old enough to remember 8-tracks. It was the big,
That's
the
right.
big
There we
ass
go.
square
Right.
cassette that
Right.
you had the
Right.
stick in from the
Yeah.
front.
Yeah.
That was before the tape cassette.
That's all I'm
That
saying.
was 10 years
Right.
before the tape cassette.
Okay, and I used to sell them for $50 to hustlers. And if I call your name out on the tape, that's $100.
Niggas would love it. Because
I
they
had-
could ride with they could
There
ride
we
with their
go.
people.
There we
They
go.
could ride with
And
their
they- yeah,
people,
yeah.
pop the tape in,
You got Cool Herc, Coke La Rock, and you
shouting
got
your name out. It's a big deal,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, again.
It's legendary shit, Coke.
Again,
It's
man.
legendary shit.
You know?
Legendary
Come on,
shit, man. This shit, that's a legendary interview for me, man. I want to ask you this, right? Like, when niggas first started rapping, like, if you look at these if you look at Grandmaster Flash and Soul Sonic Force with Bambaataa and all these niggas, why was niggas dressing like that? Tight leather pants and studs and all type of rhinestones on their shit and feathers in their hair.
Like I
Niggas
said-
damn near look like rock stars.
Yeah, yeah. Well, to me, again, with that part, you know, you're being an entertainer with the costume. I wore my clothes. You
Regular
understand?
street clothes. You was being
Regular.
yourself.
Once again.
You showed up to the party being you.
Again. I always had jewelry. I got a picture here. Just had it.
And the picture's worth 1,000 words. He about to whip out a photo.
Where that one I just had it, look.
Yeah, take your time, bro. Take your time.
Yeah, man.
We here, man, on the Delgados podcast. Lucky Blaine, Coke La Rock, in the building, exclusive. History, Hip Hop 101, Street Culture 101. You getting it right here. You know who was moving around in 73, all the way from 73 to 78, making shit happen, doing big shit.
No disrespect.
Pass me that, Lucky. Bring me that.
Yeah. That's 74.
Right here.
That's 74. I got on a rope chain. I got on 2 house medallions. I got on AJ Lester coat, $650. I got on a $150 knit. I got an afro with a part. I got gaiters on. What are we talking about?
What are we really saying?
Yes.
You ain't give a fuck about rap music.
Not at all.
Nigga,
I had
walk-
an afro with a part.
Niggas like
on.
flexing. Yo, niggas
on.
like, yo.
Come on,
People
they
like
wasn't
flex.
born.
Know what? He's gonna send me this picture,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna
Send
post
some.
it up
Yeah,
during the
post that.
podcast. Lucky, text
who
that
was
to me
looking like
immediately.
that? Who was getting
Text that to
money?
my phone.
Fuck outta here.
We about to show you who was getting money.
Yeah, let's
You
see
talking
that.
1973?
Tell them to show their pictures. I
Come
want to see
on.
these cats' pictures. I want to
Picture-
see these cats' pictures.
I just said a picture's worth 1,000 words.
First
a
car
picture's
I
worth
bought
1,000
was a
words. Mm.
Granada. You know what I'm saying? At 76.
Out the gate.
Go there, play Cash Money.
Out the gate.
That's it. We went to Dick Gidron and got the Cadillac. Yeah, again, man. I bought a $250,000 house, man, in Jersey at 21.
Like it was nothing.
I lived in Fort Lee, New Jersey.
And that's a
only
lot of
black
mo-
person in that development. But I had to go through my grandmother and grandfather to live there. I was too young.
Talk that shit, Coke. You
Yeah,
talking that
yeah,
shit
yeah,
right now.
Yeah. Again, I'm glad I can talk. You know, and I had a problem with it. That's why you never heard of me. I never came out. Because again,
No niggas
man,
heard of you.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Niggas didn't hear from you. That's
yeah,
the difference.
There you go.
Right?
You got
I
it.
heard of
Right,
you.
right,
I didn't hear
right.
from you.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Niggas everywhere heard of you. So when you say that,
Okay.
what you mean to say is niggas never met me, had the chance to speak to me, or hear it first account.
Yeah.
But niggas heard about you, heard stories about you. Every now and then niggas show a picture of you, even though they don't know where they got the picture from.
of course.
But now you just added substance to the photo.
Yeah.
Picture's
yeah,
worth 1,000 words.
Yeah. So
Quote, in closing, if there is anything that you want to say about hip hop culture or the rap game in general, any advice you want to give to these young street niggas, any closing thoughts you have, I'd like you to share that now, sir.
I mean, like I say again, it's not like I'm scolding or anything because this is a new era, man. You know, like it changed with the different types. I never thought it would get into church, you know. It showed the status of it. I mean, the gangster part, again, even guys do what they do, you know? And anybody, man, I mean, go with it, but you got to have a brain too, man. You know? And the part of killing, that's a sad thing, but it's still part of the way we get down. Like you said, we get at each other too different, you know? So again, as an older man, I wish y'all, my thing to them is, I'm 70, get these big numbers. Don't get them behind bars, get the numbers out here. I'm 70, still moving around. Look at that. I mean, other cats.
Still active.
Yeah. And half the guys my age, my peers are gone.
They gone.
If there ain't more than 5 guys, I could say, in a sense, we grew together because that's life. Look at the people that left and it's not here, you know? That's why if you do get into it, and it's a million, man. Just like every time somebody come try to get me to do something or something, you know what they always say? I'm going to take you where you belong. Take me where? You don't even know where I'm at.
Or where I've been.
where you trying to go.
Go. You don't know where I've been.
That's it. You know, again, that's why it's good to have a homie. Like I said, it's me and Lucky Bling against the world. But it's not us against nothing. We move how we move.
That's why it's important that every now and then.
Man.
That's why it's important that every now and then you pop out coke
and that's it.
And you share, man, because you cleared up a lot of shit tonight, a lot of the myths, a lot of the arguments, all that shit is over.
And they
Coke LaRock told his own
they
story.
They gonna challenge that. Coke don't know what the fuck he talking, bro.
We don't care about that.
Yeah, at all.
We don't care about that.
At all. But yeah, man.
I don't even listen to people who have no experience in the world that you from.
Yeah, no.
If you have no experience in that world, it's nothing for you to say to people that are from that world.
Yeah, that's why I lead the talk to whatever. You know, but
let them
I
say what they
appreciate
want.
the flowers, man. You know, that's the part
Well
now,
deserved,
like
man.
meeting people, like as meeting you personally. I'll never forget you, man.
Oh, ever.
And thank you.
Oh, we're
man.
going to be lifelong
And
friends.
Thank you. You know,
We're going to be lifelong
and that's
friends.
how I see it, man. And I'm meeting good people along the way. That's about the most I get out of it that I enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Because everything else is just, as we say, propaganda, man.
I believe you have a lot to teach me, Mr. Coke LaRock. I believe you have a lot to teach me. And I believe that I met you for a real reason. I don't feel like anyone that you meet in this life is by chance or circumstance.
I agree to that.
You feel me?
I agree
The
to
way
that.
we met is very strange, right? 6 degrees of separation. I had Joe Conzo on, did an interview with him. Your picture came across, it came up. I was able to get in touch with Lucky Bling through social media. It just so happens you and Lucky Bling run together, and he put me in touch with you and brought you here today. If you think that that was some kind of mistake or that was a circumstance, that happened by mistake.
Nah.
Me and
like
you was meant to
said,
meet, brother.
As people, the only reason I ran with it without knowing anybody, because I don't watch nothing, I don't hear nothing,
Okay.
was as you said, Joe Conzo.
Oh, that's dope.
Joe Conzo.
Shout out to Joe.
Joe recognized and told, you know, so through that, when Luck said, nah, he through Joe speaking. So I got to do it. Joe's a good brother.
Oh, he's a good brother. And he
He's a good
spoke highly
brother.
of you.
And
man.
anybody
He spoke very
Yeah,
highly
thank
of you.
you,
And what's
man.
crazy is, and I'm going to play that clip in this interview, this is something that Joe said about you. Joe said Coke LaRock does not lie. He said if Coke LaRock says he picked up the mic in 73, then that's what he did.
Because I say, too, I had a little thing when I first was coming back, like when I used to hear shit, I'm at home and all that. Those are the Lion Kings, and they're not on Broadway. They're all around you.
They everywhere.
Lion Kings and Glory Stealers. That's what a lot of this, I get, you know, the vibes through people. And
Legacy-
that's what y'all do.
Legacy can't be stolen.
You know?
And
You know?
the crazy thing about Legacy, what's beautiful about this is that it's a full circle moment. You've lived long enough to tell your history and to tell the history. You know how important and significant that is, Coke? Not many men from your era are alive and well, healthy, walking around. You don't look 70. I would have never thought you were 70. Chronologically, you're 70 years old. How many other 70-year-olds you know with the history and legacy that you have are still running around?
Like I always say, do your grandpa look like this?
No.
Let's get it.
No, it's the truth.
Do your grandpa look like this? Man?
No, it's the truth, bro. Listen, man, I want to thank Coke LaRock and Lucky Blank for pulling up. I can't say enough, man, about the way that, you know, the hip hop game owes you. We owe you, the culture in general. Everybody fucking with it. Everybody getting money from it. Everybody who's made a record. This man is extremely significant to our history. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I was able to conversate with you, clear up some of the rumors and the myths, and give flowers to the legend, Coke LaRock. Thank you for coming, brother.
Thank you for accepting me. And thank you, Lucky.
Thank you,
One
Lucky.
and only.
Appreciate
Lucky
you,
Blank.
Lucky Blank. Peace, big bro. God bless. Delgado's podcast.